on men's side at 2 o'clock today at Centennial Center. If anybody would greatly appreciate if you come out and check them out. And I'm doing it. I'll announce it every day. Anybody come over from a community standpoint, because I really want to get the community engaged, I'd appreciate you coming over. Just come over and say, hey, let me know what you think. Okay. So I want to make sure they're good for the community. All right. Let's see. Next thing. So Caroline. All right. So Caroline going to talk today. Let me get started here. Caroline is from Sandersville, Tyndall, actually. Caroline, where'd you graduate from? Georgia College. All right. That was your undergrad. Where'd you get your grad degree from? Okay. All right. All right. Hold on a second. Your husband graduated from Georgia College. All right. Yeah. And your parents did. And his parents. Funny story. Caroline married fell on the baseball team, and your dad and his dad played on the baseball team years ago at Georgia College. Isn't that neat? That's what old William wants for his kid.
Sounds like a plan.
Man, let me tell you, Caroline's awesome. And I'm so happy that she's going to speak today. She came and played for us, and her sister played down at Georgia Southern, was their best player. Caroline was our best player. And she's just the best person. And so I had a chance. I'll tell you something about her. So one day she was in a slump there, freshman or sophomore year. I don't remember. I kept encouraging her, this, that, and the other. One day she came to my office out of the random and said, hey, I said, hey, Caroline's here. I said, all right, come on in. I said, what you got? She goes, I just want to thank you. I said, for what? She goes, for always encouraging me. And that kind of tells you how she is in terms of going out of her way, the kind of person she is. She was raised right. And she was, so I hired her as our graduate assistant to kind of run me. And man, we had a great time. And she only, what would you do it for a year and a half? A year. And she said, I got a job offer with this cotton thing. I said, you can take it. I want you to take it, but you got to promise me you're going to finish that master's. And she did. And I'm proud of her. And I appreciate that. And so she's just wonderful. She's just one of the nicest people you ever meet. And, just is a great friend. And it's really kind of neat to go from a, AD player relationship to a great friend relationship, but she's got every kind of value you would ever want. And she's going to do a great job, already doing a great job for the Cotton Commission. So I just thought this would be an interesting topic to learn about the economy and how it works here in our state. So Caroline Snyder is now Caroline Gentry. Please give her a warm Rotary welcome. Yeah, Caroline.
Thank you for the introduction. So yes, I'm from Washington County, and it's good to be back in Milledgeville. I came to Milledgeville my whole life, and then of course spent 5 years. So it's good to be back because I don't get to come here that much anymore, other than to pick up my contacts from the eye doctor. But yes, I work with the Georgia Cotton Commission, and my title is Education and Outreach Specialist. We're a staff of 3. Us 3 run the state for the Georgia's cotton industry. So a little bit about who we are is we're a quasi-state agency. So we're affiliated with the Department of Ag. We collect $1 per bale assessment from every cotton grower in the state. So that's a $1 assessment. And we run our program off of that assessment. Run the whole program, salaries, operations, and then we invest the money into programs of research, promotion, and education. We have a board of directors that we meet with throughout the year, and they kind of oversee us. And then all the producers in Georgia get to vote on keeping the commission every 3 years. So most recently was this year, February and March. We sent out ballots. We got a record high of a 93.8 yes. So that we're pleased to have that. And so then in 3 more years, they'll vote again if they think we're doing a good job and representing them. So we work for the farmers. And then our ex officios are the Ag Commissioner, Gary Bike, and then President of Farm Bureau, Tom McCall. So a little bit about the history of cotton is cotton has been grown in various parts of the world since before Christ. There are records of cotton cultivation and processing in areas of Egypt, Persia, and India. And then manufacturing in cotton came to Europe with the Muslim conquest of Spain. and that rapidly spread throughout the rest of Europe. Cotton was planted before the cotton gin was actually invented, but it was in limited quantities. And then the cotton gin came, which of course was a big milestone for the cotton industry. So a little bit about the cotton gin. It was invented by Eli Whitney in 1793, that's right. And it was invented at the Mulberry Grove plantation, which is now part of the Georgia Port Authority Garden City Terminal. It made cotton easier to process, quicker. And then for reference, you can see here from 1791 to 1801, cotton production in Georgia increased by 2,000% because of the cotton gin. It went from 720,000 bales of cotton to in 1830, 5 million bales, or into 1860, I'm sorry. And then at this time, cotton was accounted for about 60% of all American exports. So cotton was king. And so, yes. And then in Georgia, also lawns back then was on a farm's cotton production until the early 1900s. First bank was in Macon that didn't require you have to have your cotton back on the lawns. That was in 1915. And so the modern cotton gin today is essentially the same thing that Eli Whitney invented. It's two saws, one go in one direction and one go in the other, and one or combs, however you want to look at it. And the cottons go in one direction, and that comb is combing the seeds out of the cotton. There's seeds in cotton, so it's combing the seeds and the trash out of the cotton. So again, it cleans the lint, and then it compresses it at the end into a 480 to 500 pound bale. And this is a video. Do I just mash this right here to play it? Let's see. If not, let's see. It's fine. I was just going to kind of show y'all. Oh, okay. We'll just skip it. That's fine. And so you may have heard of the boll weevil. That was the cotton's, it was a disastrous thing that happened in the cotton industry. In 1911, Georgia produced 2.8 million bales of cotton on 4.9 million acres. Million bales on 4.9 million acres. And then for reference, in 2021, we produced 2.2 million bales on 1.2 million acres. So you can see that there's a big difference there. The boll weevil arrived from the west in 1915, and then immediately, again, it wrecked Georgia's main cash crop. It was one of the major contributors to the Great Migration. And because of the boll weevil and because of the increase of synthetic fibers, and then that raised higher prices for other commodities, Georgia only planted 115,000 acres of cotton in 1983. So really a big decrease there. So Georgia came up with the Boll Weevil Eradication Foundation. So this is a program, it's kind of like us. It's a per bale assessment that the producers pay into for each bale, and they invest those dollars into keeping the boll weevil out of Georgia. The last boll weevil found in Georgia was in 2002, and so we are trying to keep that out. It is still in Mexico, and they don't really, I guess, do as much to eradicate that. So, I mean, it could be very easy for a boll weevil to get on something and then come over here, like very easy. So we worked really hard to keep that out because it ruined the economy, it ruined everything with cotton. This is a picture of the boll weevil. It feeds on those bolls before it can actually produce. So anyway, so that's still a thing today, the boll weevil eradication program. So now, cotton in Georgia today, in 2021, we produced 1.2 million acres of cotton. That was in 95 of the 159 counties in Georgia. We have roughly a $1 billion farm gate value and a $3 billion economic impact in the cotton industry, supports about 53,000 jobs, cotton-related professions. And then also I want to make note, because now that I'm in the ag world, I'm super passionate about it. and want everyone to get into ag. And so agribusiness is Georgia's leading industry, okay? And so it is a $74 billion economic impact each year, just in ag. And it produces 399,200 jobs. So those are cotton related stuff. And then what I just mentioned was just ag in general. So encourage your kids, grandkids to get into agriculture. It's amazing, especially cotton. And so segments of our industry do include, you have, as far as all the jobs, it's farms, gins, warehouses, cooperatives, cottonseed, merchants, and manufacturing. So those are the 7 segments that we represent with the Georgia Cotton Commission. About 80 to 85% of cotton is ends up in clothing, and then about 10 to 15% ends up in home textiles like sheets, towels, pillowcases, and then the remaining is used for everyday products like diapers, wipes, disposable wipes, feminine care. Think of medical uses, Band-Aids, cotton balls, swabs, whatever. So a lot of things like that. Our partners are Cotton Incorporated. So like I said, we represent the state, but there's tons of other cotton organizations. We have a Southeast organization called Southern Southeastern. We have the National Cotton Council representing policy development. And then we have the Cotton Board, who oversees Cotton Incorporated. And then we have the CCI, Cotton Council International, that does all the work internationally. So it's a very big industry. But our friends at Cotton Incorporated, they do a lot of research. And then you've seen the cotton seal. They do a lot of your advertising and branding and working with brands and retailers. But Cotton Incorporated, their role is finding every way we can get cotton in something, somehow, another use of cotton. So they've been working on cotton that can repel water. They've worked on fabric abrasion and manage stuff that can manage moisture. Again, they work with a ton of brands and retailers. There's also something that Johnson & Johnson has introduced called the Cotton Touch line. And so Cotton Incorporated have found ways to include cotton into baby care and women's lotions. So a lot of different things that we're finding ways that we can put cotton into something. So like I said, we invest in programs of research. So our research, what we funded at the commission this year is $745,094. This goes to about 25 scientists. We have a cotton team at the University of Georgia who does research specifically in cotton. And then, so this funds their projects and their staff positions, whatever the board decides to do. And again, everything that we do is for the farmer. We work for the farmers, benefit the farmers. And so these dollars are going to research so that they can then use on their operations. The research areas you can see here, agronomy, soil fertility, sustainability. We have stuff on cottonseed oil. So the cottonseed that comes out of the lint, that is fed to cows, and it's also crushed to make cottonseed oil, which is a cooking oil, just like peanut oil, avocado oil, all the different types of oil. So, so there's research on cottonseed oil. They've actually found that cottonseed oil is, and compared to others, looking into how it benefits your cholesterol. So that's a fun fact there. And then promotion and education. So that's kind of what my role here at the commission is. We partner and do sponsorships with Georgia Southern, GVP Sports. So if you watch GHSA high school football, you may see our ads running. And we run a couple of ads on there. And then we partner with UGA Radio Network. And then I go around to a lot of school farm days, talking to kids about cotton. There's a lot of them in South Georgia, which is where most of the cotton is. But we want to try to get more north in this area. We don't come to this area much, and we would love to. So if you have any connections with any sort of school system anywhere, please let them know. Put a bug in someone's ear about doing an ag day or some sort of Ag Day, because if a lot of these kids down in South Georgia, they're farmers' kids or somehow related to ag. And so they know about it, which is great. But the kids up, Macon and North aren't really around it. And then some of the Atlanta kids may never even see a farm. So it's really important that people know where their food and fiber come from. And if you get done and you have some extra time, last week we did a live exploration with GPB, and it's gpb.org/cotton. We targeted teachers and students that hit standards, but if you're interested to see kind of what I talked about in action, you can see the tuning process, planning, it going into textile mills. You can see so much from this. It's a 1-hour video, very educational. It's really fun, so you can check that out. And then we do a lot of social media. This is the ad, which I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to play. I was gonna show y'all, but this is the ad that we run a lot on GHSA. It's this farmer, and we ran it, started yesterday with the PGA championship is this weekend, any golfers, I think that's right. So we ran it again, and it's just, this guy asked his caddy or friend, what do you think about the putt? And he goes, well, I don't know about that, but I know that that polyester shirt is affecting your game. You're sweating through it and everything. And he was like, okay, well, what do you think about the putt? And he's like, I didn't think about that. And so talking about how, making sure you're wearing cotton. And so there's some things that we can do that like Cotton Incorporated can't do. So there's different rules and regulations, but like Cotton Incorporated can't actually target polyester where we can. So like we can use polyester in our ads. So, we bounce off of each other and stuff like that. So really cute ads. We have 3 of them. We have one where a lady is shopping in the store and she asked, can I help you? And the lady goes, no, I'm only shopping local. And the girl that works at the store goes, well, that shirt is not local. That's polyester, okay? And then there's another one that's just a sweet one. A woman's in her home folding clothes saying, I buy cotton for my home. We love using cotton. So anyway, we do some of those. And then here's some fun facts about cotton. I kind of mentioned to you the last 2, but a dollar bill or paper money is 75% of cotton. So a lot of times we think it's just paper, but because you can accidentally wash it and dry it, that's because there's cotton in there. Thomas Edison used cotton for filament material in the early light bulbs. It was used to make the cord in early rubber tires. So, and then like I said, cottonseed is fed to cattle, and then it's also cottonseed oils and used in a lot of snacks and salad dressings, marinades. 1 bale of cotton can make the following. This is a bale of cotton. So some people get mixed up on what a bale of cotton is. You might ride down the side of the road and you see the big round modules of cotton. Those are called modules, round modules. They're about 6,000 pounds. 2/3 of that weight is the seed inside of it. Those are what is taken to the gin to then be cleaned, separate the seeds. And then you get your bale of cotton that's about 500 pounds. And so then this is what, so from 1 bale, you can make 215 pairs of blue jeans, and then so forth. And then lastly, because I have to make this plug, we're always having an uphill battle competing with man-made fibers. We're natural, and then you have your others like polyester and all the other fibers. It's a constant battle because it's man-made. They can make it however they want. Cotton, you can't. You do it's natural. You can't do, like, that's what it is. But man-made, you can do whatever you want. So I think polyester or some brand had the quote when they were advertising their product, just like cotton. And so it's really funny that you're saying it's just like cotton, but wear that instead of cotton. So it's really interesting, the type of stuff that is out there. But if you don't hear anything at all, next time you go shopping, make sure you're checking your labels. I mean, that is the final note that I have, is making sure you're checking your labels. You need to make sure that, I know sometimes it's hard to buy 100% cotton, but find something that maybe has some cotton in it, that's maybe blended. Any cotton is better than none. So make sure that you're buying cotton. When you're buying cotton, you are buying local. Georgia is the #2 top producing cotton state in America. Texas is #1, Georgia is #2. Now, yes, a lot of our cotton gets exported, but if you're wearing that cotton, there is a very good chance that it came from Texas or Georgia. So you are buying local. If you are buying cotton, you're supporting the farmers. So a lot of times you might see the seal. So recognize the seal, make sure you're buying cotton stuff. So with that, that's really all I have. Our website is georgiacottoncommission.org. We're on all the social medias. And if you have any questions, you can ask, but that's kind of all I have for y'all. Is if y'all leave today, just make sure you're not going out and buying polyester, okay? And let me make this note, because I didn't even say this, but polyester is made of plastic and oil, okay? And so when you're washing your polyester clothes, those microfibers are breaking off into our waterways, okay? So they've done research. We as humans consume about the size of a credit card of plastic, like intake, a week. Okay, so that is, you can thank polyester for that also. Okay, so anyway, just make sure you're buying cotton. It's natural. It's good for your skin. I always tell my little kids when I go and talk to them, when you go to the doctor's office, those doctors are using cotton swabs, Band-Aids. It's good for us. So anyway, now I'll be quiet. That's all I have. But I also have some, if you want some, I have some brochures, bookmarks, and then I also have some sewing kits, travel sewing kits. They're pre-threaded. So next time you accidentally burst your button, you can have that as your handy dandy travel kit. So, but that's all I have. Thank y'all so much for letting me come. Yes.
I'd ask you how you really feel about polyester. Are there different species of cotton?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Are there different species of cotton? Like you hear in these ads, Egyptian cotton or
right, okay, yes. So it's essentially all the same, okay? There are different varieties. A farmer will go and plant phytogen or delta pine. There's different varieties of cotton. I don't think that's what you're talking about. That's just the different type of seeds they choose. There's Pima cotton. And that's really grown in California, and it's more so based on just the environment that it's used. But like when it says Egyptian cotton, there's not really difference. You're not going to be able to tell. Some people will come up to us and, oh, those Egyptian cotton sheets are just wonderful. And it's cotton, you know, like there's so there may be more science behind it that I'm not aware of, but it's essentially all cotton. So
Caroline,
yes.
Can you go back to that slide where you had the state and all the colors of each county? I just kind of want to go over that one. And then, but before that, that there, it says the boll weevil thing, I think I remember you said 115,000 acres was planted. And then now it's up to, that's 40 years ago, it's up to 1.2. That is an incredible statistic right there. That's incredible. I mean, basically the cotton industry was done.
Yeah, the boll weevil almost, I mean, again, that's why the economy completely crashed when the boll weevil came.
Yeah.
So it's very important that we keep it out, like keep the boll weevil away. And so if you do ride down the road and see a farm, you may see a boll weevil trap. And so that little green thing on a stick, and I'm sure some of you know about this stuff that I'm saying too. I'm used to talking to little kids, so I'm sorry if I'm being oversimplifying it. But the little green thing that's on the stick that kind of looks like a great Gatorade bottle is a boll weevil trap, and it's checked very frequently. There are jobs that go around and check to make sure that boll weevil is not anywhere near a cotton field, and it traps it. There's a pheromone on there that attracts the boll weevil, and then they go around and check it and make sure it's not there. So
if it is there, what do? Do they go and treat it? I mean, how do you treat that?
They have to completely destroy that crop.
Really?
And in a certain mile radius, like any cotton. So if there's a boll weevil, they have to go up. It doesn't matter what stage it's in, tear the whole crop apart.
That's the only way to get rid of it.
There's just one.
If they find one, whole crop.
Did
Yeah.
they find one off?
No, the last time we found one, it was in 2002. in Georgia. So
Where?
that's a good question. I'm not sure where it was. Yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, so they do check them frequently to make sure that they're not around.
Carolyn, what are the colors in those counties represent?
So yeah, it's not a good picture, but you have your key over here. The top says 0 to 1,000 acres.
Oh.
So everywhere in blue is the counties that plant in that range, 0 to 1,000 acres. So, and then it goes up to, I can't even read it. Oh, I can read it on the screen. All right, so the red is the most, and that's 40,000 plus acres in that county. And then the orange is 20,000, 20 to 40. Yellow is 10 to 20, and then green is 5 to 10. So obviously the super big counties are Bullock, Dooley County is the top cotton producing county in the state. And then you have Mitchell, yeah, I can't even read the other ones.
Does Southern have a cotton major or something along those lines, or, you know?
I'm getting a no. I don't think so.
Okay,
My son, who's a farmer, wanted to go to Georgia Southern, and if there was any great school that could have an ag program,
It would be
Southern should, but they don't. He went to Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College in Tifton, and he's now a cotton farmer in Davisboro.
Oh,
So, yeah. So,
okay.
So some young guys are still in there.
I'll have to get his name so we can get him involved. There you go. Yeah, so, but yes, and that's the thing. I was talking to Georgia Southern yesterday, promoting, we're gonna be doing those ads for football and stuff, and trying to figure out a good way to say, hey, Bullock County is one of the top producing cotton counties. So that's what that means. Yeah, that's all I have. So thank y'all for letting me come.
I appreciate it.
How neat.
And Mr. Greg Lucky back who was quizzing you, he makes these, so he can tell you what he made from. And with your new pen, we get you to name and sign.
Okay.
Actually, sign right here.
Okay.
This goes into our judgment collection.
Okay. Okay, so write my name or sign it. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. Juliana, glad to have you today. And Kyle, welcome to Rotary. And with that, we're dismissed. And tell Eddie I said hello.
I'm sure it will.